My name's Rob, and this is my channel, Smirking Gun Reviews. And usually we have a lot of fun on the channel, especially with the COVID-19 thing going on. We've stopped doing regularly scheduled content to mostly focus on doing movie reviews, 420 movie reviews, where I partake and I watch a movie and I review it afterwards. And we've been having a lot of fun with that, and I feel like it's a nice way to keep everybody's spirits up, and you know, amidst all this, dourness, and still all the hostility that's out there. And I was really chill throughout this whole thing. Everybody was like, "Come on, man, why aren't you freaking out?" And that's a whole other story because I mean, this whole thing to me was I was built for I was built for an apocalypse. Um, because I was raised in a cult that believed in the end of the world, and so or believes, I should say, believes in the end of the world, and so I've been preparing for this my whole life. This is nothing. This is nothing. I was joking to somebody today. Call me when the fucking fire and brimstone's raining from the heavens, and then we can talk because this is nothing. This and every apocalyptic movie or video game we played. Okay? But I just wouldn't let this thing change how I was going to do my thing, because I don't mean like that recklessly. Like when I mean I'm a social I practice social distance, but it was not by choice, okay? I've been practicing social distancing since shit forever. All right? I was built for this too. Um so I don't, like, when I say reckless, I'm not going out willy-nilly, or partying or anything like that. I mean, I wasn't going to let it get under my skin. I wasn't going to make me panic. It wasn't going to make me buy a whole shitload of groceries for my house. I wasn't going to make me, buy all the toilet paper in the world. It just wasn't, I wasn't going to let it have that much control over me. And at our store, where like I said, I'm the head of a frozen and a dairy department, all of a sudden, when we got hit, we got hit hard. I'd never seen shopping like this. But it is exactly what I've seen in basically every fucking movie since I've been watching movies. This is what controlled chaos and like, I'd call it looting, except people are paying for it. They're paying for their stuff. They're just grabbing it like looters. And I still wasn't going to let it like affect how I did my thing, how I worked. I was just going to just work hard and just going to put my head down and plow through it while everybody around me is going, "Thank you for your, service." And I'm like, seriously, people telling me thank you for your service, and I'm like, man, I'm not some guy who went to Afghanistan and came back with like half a leg or anything. I'm not. Like that kind of term should be saved for real heroes. I appreciated the sentiment, but I'm a guy who's thankful he has a job that's essential enough to keep me working. Plus, I already wash my hands all the time. Anyway, I just didn't feel like what I was doing was very essential. Um, just being out in public, I get it. Like the whole fact that I've got this great immune system, I never think about getting sick. When everybody's saying, "Oh, this is coming through and that's coming through and blah blah blah," it just zings right by me. Everybody else is dropping like flies, and I'm fine. I'm always fine. Anytime I've been sick, for the most part, unless it was when I was little, has been because of something I did to myself. You know, having a cold here and there doesn't really count to me. I feel like I always have a perpetual cold. You know, like I always got the sniffles because I'm in a dairy cooler in a freezer every day. Um, but eventually, all things must end, and I was hitting my fucking rock bottom. It finally got to me. We're almost 2 months in to this when it was really hits high gear, right? So like right, I'm counting end of February to now. It's basically been 2 months of me being fine. I'm fine. I'm cool. Nothing's gonna get past me. I'm Teflon Rob. And it finally got to me. This whole thing has finally gotten to me. 2 months in, I am, and it's not the social distancing part. It's just that how I'm seeing it from a grocery worker's perspective and seeing the shortages that are still all across the board on things. Um, Seeing these shortages and then already being stressed out and working really hard and not thinking that I had to think about myself really. Or to the point where I was actually getting concerned with the situation being caused by COVID-19. It took 2 months for me to start to see things that would be going bad for me and me and mine in the very near future by looking at these shortages in food that are continuing to be prevalent across the board in both my departments. And in the other departments, it's just as bad. And it's still bad. And we're just throwing gasoline, it's putting out the fire with gasoline. Because that's all it is, man. I'm putting something up there and it's gone. I'm ordering things that aren't there, that are there. If I just put it on the shelf, I'm reordering it already. It's, and none of it's, a lot of it's just not coming in. You get the kids home, but see, people aren't buying normal, like, I gotta make them lunch, for school shit, where they buy a bunch of fucking Capri Suns and yogurts and fucking Lunchables and shit like that. Now that they're home, they have like real fucking lunches. They need more bread. They need more lunch meat. So a lot of this stuff that normally sells really, really good has started to taper off. But it's a lot of other things that just are out of nowhere starting to just run out because of the combinations of things throughout different departments that you need to make said items. And I'm really starting to get worried about this a little bit because of the flow of stock. Because I joked when I was still being more chill about this, that this is how you would start to see things just not be available anymore. One by one, little by little, products, companies, ingredients start to run out and certain things just can't get made. Where you just keep ordering it and it's in the books and that company would probably love to get it to you, but they can't. Or if they can, they're doing it in very, very limited doses because they don't have the stuff to make the stuff for you to give it to the customer. And well, in some ways, it's made my job a little easier, like as far as like things like milk goes. Um, I don't hardly have to worry about milk dates anymore because it just goes for the most part. Um, but the thing is like as business seems to have tapered off, it doesn't seem to like it's more of like this steady flow of people, but in I don't know. It's like I feel like we're selling the same amount of stuff as when we were really really busy. You just can't tell. Or it's happening when I'm not there. because we're still rolling through. My loads are still on paper huge. I'll be tell you what the actual numbers of what my usual size load for frozen and dairy is, and then I'll tell you what it's become now. On average, with a regular to average stocked department, frozen would have about 75 to 85 ish cases an order. Um, Now it's close to 300. Dairy, a regular sized order would be about 150 to 175. That's around there. Dairy kind of fluctuates a little bit, so I'd say around like 175 to 200 would actually be a better guess. 175 to 200, maybe a little less than that. Now it's 400 every time. And the majority of the reason for that is you have to reorder what you just put up all over again, and then all the stuff that you continually don't get. And when that number doesn't change, it only fluctuates, like between things you can and can't get. One day you'll have this, but you won't have that. The next day you'll have that, but you won't have this. And then, the stuff that they do have, you can consistently get until that runs out, and then they try. It's a big, crazy. I can't even call it like a round and round we go. Like there's no real rhyme or reason to it right now. For the life of me, I don't understand. We had a shortage for about almost 2 weeks of flavored creamers. Not a shortage of half and half. Flavored creamers. The entire shelves were all empty and I could not get them to come in to save my life. So if it's not the cream, is it did they run out of the flavors? I so it's just, and it's not getting any better. And now, and as far as customers go, it's gotten better with the distancing. I'll say that a little bit. Well, yeah, it's been better. But here in Illinois, on May 1st, it's everybody's wearing a mask in a public place where people go, a business. You have to have a mask on. That's going to be insane to deal with. How do you successfully navigate those waters, telling people they can't come in without a mask or whatever? It's going to be interesting. I'd buy tickets to watch that. And so I'm this feels like this is gonna, like I said, I was taking this whole thing one day at a time. It finally broke me today. Because on top of all of this, I had a difficult situation that I thought had a resounding resolution, and then turned out to be anything but. It's Willy Wonka. Flip that, reverse it. And so on top of everything else, I had this going on, and I broke today, or I cracked, I should say. I had a sprain, a concussion. I don't know, a mental one. I mean, like not an actual one. I today one. I was at the end of my rope today. I thought it was yesterday, but today was me really just, yeah. I wanted to just jump into the abyss. I wanted to just take a running leap, yelling all the way down into nothingness today. I just wanted to take a flying leap into the void and just go, fuck it. I don't even mean death necessarily. I mean just, I give up. I give up. And I went, and I don't know how often, like, how, I don't know if I ever, how, I don't think I've said that in a way that I meant in a long time. Like when somebody says never again, that kind of thing, where you just, yeah, 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 sure, sure, sure. But the kind of like I give up, that just when you say it, it just sounds resoundingly accurate to how you are feeling. The most honest way I was feeling was that I give up. I was so just like mentally drained from trying to stay positive that when all the negativity came at me all at once, it just was too much. And I just wanted to just, that's why I went on Twitter and YouTube and I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't, like, and then, I got sent this motivational thing. Now it's got a channel called The Art of Story or Art of the Story, where it was your dream is not done with you. And I'm not a motivational speaker type of guy. I mean, I don't like motivational speaking, or I that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just not a guy who watches or listens to a lot of motivational speaking is what I'm saying. And but when as I listened to this thing and I realized it was telling me everything I needed to hear exactly when I needed to hear it during the video. If you can follow that. It gave some heart, everything about it was exactly what I needed to hear. Like I wasn't reading into it. Like this thing was reading my fucking mind. And suddenly I was like, fuck. You're right. This video basically tells you, like, you can. I'm gonna put it in the link below. You can check it out for yourself. Hey, it has Bryan Cranston all over it, so I was already fucking riveted. That's how you get somebody to pay attention to something in a motivational speaking uh, video. Is just show Bryan Cranston doing shit. You'll have people fucking watching. Um, make them laugh. Um, wow, I'm losing track of what I was saying. So this video basically, it told me some things I needed to hear really bad. I needed to hear really bad, which was some positivity, even if it's really something you're supposed. This thing is basically supposed to be the voice in your own head, but it also works if you try to think of it as part of a community. But see, I don't like I can't allow myself to think of it as part of the community because I just can't allow myself to think that people would like me that much to mean it like this video says. Because this video, man, no offense to anybody out there, but this is my channel and this is how I talk. But I mean, this at that point, the video would have been giving me a metaphorical blowjob. But it was telling me what I needed to hear, the positives I needed to hear, because I was just talking about that I needed to see some positivity, because I'm out there making these reviews to try to help people laugh, try to keep myself laughing, but also to help other people laugh too. And also talk deeply about these movies that I love. But I was I was ready to just stop today. Like I just, wow, camera's acting weird again. Um, but so yeah, the video, pardon me, but the video, it told me all those great things that I needed to hear. That comes from the community. You know, like it has to me, it has to feel like it's the inner voice telling me this. That's how I got myself motivated to do this. Um, it also told me things I needed to hear, and that, like my friend Gino Reynolds said, you know, if I just stop, you know, because I wasn't gonna just stop. I mean, I was gonna stop for a minute, you know, like, and maybe a day or two or three, you know, I don't know. I don't want to go too far down the road in that, but I was not gonna. I was gonna take at least an extended break for a minute, you know, and he told me if I stopped, I'd regret it. And and I heard him. I heard him. I just didn't hear him enough because I don't know. I think it's because the way that that whole video goes. It's like a fucking mixtape, man, where it's hitting you right where you need to hear it, right at the right time. You know, you got to get people in a flow. And so that video had a flow that my friend didn't have. Sorry, Gino, you didn't have the flow, the get fresh flavor. Um, but I still appreciated it, which made me think of what is said in this video later on, where it's like, if you stop and you give up, you know, you know that in the end you're gonna feel that fire again, and it's like, so why, if you know that you're gonna get that fire back again eventually, then just stop and fucking fight through it. I don't know how. I didn't know any way other to describe how I felt after that about doing this. That next was that the only way to fight through it is to fucking make this video. Because then I feel like I didn't give in today. I didn't let the day, this COVID-19 day, was April 28th of the year of our Lord, 2020. You know, I didn't let it break me. And I was close to breaking. And thanks to the community, I found something that I'm probably going to be honest with you, I'm probably going to be watching that a lot. Probably like maybe listen to it before I go to bed, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know if that works. Maybe if I just played it on really low, on a loop over the whole course of the night. I don't know, but I don't, you know, look in the mirror like Stuart Smalley and tell myself I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people tolerate me. But I'm hoping that I and everybody else can start getting back to feeling normal soon. Because this has got to, I don't know, I shouldn't say it's got to. I mean, we want it to stop. But I hope that however we find ourselves in the next year or so, I hope we find it there in a way that still keeps us all relatively the same people. And if we are changed, hopefully it's changed for the better. That video did legit almost make me cry. Because it just really did hit me right where I needed to right where I live, man. And so I recommend you guys checking that video out. Like I said, it'll be in the link in the description below. I'm surprised that I didn't cuss more. But it's just really been hard. I guess, I didn't know how much I was taking on inside. I didn't feel like I was full of how much I could take because I can take a lot. A lot. I can take a lot. I just didn't. I guess I just because I was denying that it was doing anything, that when it happened I just didn't see it coming and I almost lost it. And that's why I hate putting out those tweets, man. It sounds like such a whiny bitch, but you know what I mean? Like it just, I was gonna make this and now I don't, like shut the fuck up. But I guess it's like that. I don't know, man. I don't know what else to do. I guess that's the way to send a flare these days. Thankfully, I hope everybody, as many of you out there as possible, have a community that's growing around me like mine. Because they were there when I needed them. And hopefully, with the videos I've been making, I've been there when they needed me. And if you like what you hear here, maybe you'll like some of the stuff I do. I don't know. But anyway, this is Rob. This is my channel, Smirking Gun Reviews. We review movies, TV, comics, games. We play games on Twitch at Smirking Gun Plays. I kept this on Mystery Science Theater 3000 because fuck it, why not? I love that show. So thanks for listening to me if you've gotten this far. And hopefully, if you become a subscriber and we are back to making our content, hopefully we will see you in the comment section. Bye.